Hello everyone, I'm Striker, and today we are gonna take a look at one of the new weapons introduced in the spring patch, the AN-94. DICE brought it back from Battlefield 3. It's an automatic assault rifle with a twist. You can use it in the automatic mode, but you don't want to. The reason you don't want to use it in this way is because it only has an RPM of 600. However, if you use it in the burst mode, it has an RPM of 1200, which is double of the original rate of fire. The AN-94 has a 2-round burst. It is manufactured in a way that will cause the 2 bullets of the burst to land in almost the exact location. It has a standard assault rifle damage model, which changed slightly after the patch. It has a max damage of 24.5 and at 60 meters and further it does 18 damage. You might wonder why they changed the maximum damage from 24 to 24.5. You still need 5 body shots to kill someone. But DICE also changed the headshot multiplier to 2.1. This means that you can once again get a 2-shot headshot. Because of the specific properties of the AN-94, this means that 1 burst in CQB can be enough to down your opponent. If you are going for body shots, you will still need 3 bursts to down someone. Looking at those damage output, you might be thinking that it's too powerful. We'll take a look at the other stats to see if that's true. First up is the muzzle velocity. It's nothing to be excited about. With 620 meters per second, it's right in the middle for the assault rifles. The reload time when you still have a bullet in the chamber is alright, clocking in at 2.4 seconds, again right in the middle. But when you used all of your bullets, the reload will take 1.1 second longer, making it 3.5 seconds in total, which is below average for the assault rifles. The most important thing here is the difference between both. While it's always good to have a bullet in the chamber when you reload, this is certainly true for the AN-94. With the RPM of 1200, it can be on the tricky side to do so. However, the 2 bullet bursts will naturally leave 1 bullet in the chamber if you only burst 15 times. Of course, if you reload when you have no bullets left and then burst 15 times, you will once again be left with an empty gun. This causes the performance of the AN-94 to take a slight hit already, because of its great capability in CQB with that 1 burst headshot. But is this enough to make a balanced gun? Let's take a look at the recoil now. It has a left kick of 0.1 and a right of 0.12. It's among the lowest side-to-side recoil of the assault rifles. Only 1 gun does better. The vertical recoil is 0.32, this places it again in the middle of the assault rifles. But we need to keep in mind that it has an RPM of 1200. This can cause the recoil to spiral out of control rather quickly, if you don't counter it appropriately. But because it has such a low side-to-side recoil, the only compensation you have to really do is pull down on the joystick. The last recoil stat that we need to take a look at is the first shot multiplier. Remember, if you use the gun in the burst mode, the first shot multiplier actually applies to the last shot of a burst. Because the AN-94 has a 2-round burst, you'll encounter this first shot multiplier more than with the other burst weapons in the game. The first shot multiplier, or better the last shot multiplier, is 2.1, which again is in the middle of the assault rifles. The last stat we have to look at is the ADS spread, which is 0.2. The best possible spread for the assault rifles. Now, what attachments might we want to use with this gun? The first attachment you want to use is certainly the angled foregrip. In my opinion, this is a no-brainer. The first shot multiplier is quite substantial, and because of the 2-round burst, you're gonna encounter it a lot. So the angled foregrip is the best choice here. Now the other attachments are more personal. When I first used this weapon, I was already very impressed with its performance, and really didn't feel the need to put on any other attachments. If you are a person that likes to hip fire, obviously a laser sight will help you. Just be aware that it gives away your position at a distance, or through smoke. That's actually one of the reasons why I use laser sights less and less. I hardly hip fire, and when I do, my enemy is so close that the laser sights become redundant. The sight again comes down to personal taste. I like the Karate, although you'll see me using the Cobra in a lot of these clips, just because I haven't unlocked it yet. For the barrel you have some choices. One is a muzzle brake, to reduce that vertical recoil a bit. Personally, I wasn't going to put it on, because of the increase to the gun's accuracy. But now that I read through the patch notes in detail, I noticed that DICE got rid of this, so using the muzzle brake is actually a very good choice now. The other choice is the heavy barrel, if you want to improve your accuracy for further ranges, where the AN-94 can still be quite effective. The suppressor is of course always a choice if you want to stay up that minimum, but I use the audio cue of the gun a lot when firing burst weapons or pistols, so for me that's not the best choice. That being said, with the RPM of the AN-94 you can actually tap the trigger as fast as you can and you'll be alright. To get the full RPM out of the gun, you need to hit the trigger 10 times per second. I don't know about you, but I can't do that consistently. With all the stats and attachments out of the way now, how does the gun actually perform? Like I said before, it actually surprised me big time. I didn't anticipate that I would like it so much, and it all comes down to that 2-round burst. That gives you so much control over the amount of bullets you shoot at your enemy. Of course, automatic rifles give you this control too, and even more. But with them it's quite tempting to hold down the trigger. That control is perfectly shown in this clip. I'm flanking and I see some enemies in front of me. They all have their backs to me, which means I have the time to take full advantage of that control and take out as many as I can with one magazine. With that one burst kill, you can potentially kill 15 people with one magazine. This is of course never going to happen, but it gives you a lot of potential anyway. All in all, I think this might be my next go-to assault rifle, because of its great CQB capabilities. And it's also quite effective at medium range. I just wish DICE put the gun in burst mode as a standard and not in the automatic mode. Whether the gun is overpowered, that's harder to say. I think we just have to wait and see if people are still using the gun in a month or so. If you haven't tried it, just do and be prepared to be amazed. That was it for this review. If you liked the video, be sure to leave a comment or a like. And if you are curious about what is to come, subscribe to this channel. And I'll see you in the next one.